Okay, Mike is, he had a bad night last night, a lot of thunder, so he rests, which he does every morning anyway, and that's fine with me. It's a good boy, Mikey. It's a good boy. Anyway, um, this is going to be the start of me talking about PTSD. Um, it's PTSD is a strange and horrible disability. Um, PTSD stands for post traumatic stress disorder. And what it is you have experienced something that is so traumatic that your brain has trouble understanding it, I guess. I'm not a professional, I'm not a doctor. I'm just going to tell you my experiences in my words, and that's all I can do. Um, I've had PTSD since February 14th, 2011. That was my day of beginning this journey. And just hang on a second, guys. Mike wants something. Okay, Mike just wanted to talk for a minute. um, so PTSD, your brain has a trouble figuring out what happened, or why it happened, and it's so traumatic that it just can't figure it out. So all of your senses can be triggers for the PTSD, and by that I mean your sight, hearing, a smell, a sound. All these senses can trigger a reaction from someone who has PTSD. Hang on a second. Mike wants to hang on. Mike wants to look out the window, so I had to put the window down. He's got to check out things. Hey, buddy. So here we are. Everything okay, Mike? Still a cloudy day, so Mike's just checking out to see if there's any storm coming or any more thunder. Oh, I guess we're okay. Hang on a second, Mikey. Oh my God. Okay. Even honked the horn. Okay, so everything's okay. Mike says we can continue on. Bet you didn't think the talk on PTSD would be so interesting. Anyway, where the heck was I? So you have these triggers, and the trigger can be related to the incident. Um, I don't know how else to explain it other than when I get into my story. Um, it's it's not a good disability. It's when someone has a disability where they can't walk, or they're blind, or things like that. People can see right away, hey, that person has a disability. With PTSD, those people look like they're normal, and there's nothing wrong with them. But, and those of you on this page who have PTSD are going to know what I'm talking about. People with PTSD, they're in prison. In their mind, it's not able to cope. You know, uh, you're just gonna have trouble with a lot of things. These triggers are just terrible. Um, with me, I had I went through um, my sight can be a trigger. My if I see something, it can trigger a reaction. If I hear something, that definitely can trigger a reaction. Um, so it's I've talked to a police officer and I talked to a military person and who had PTSD, and we instantly knew how the other person felt. Where when you talk to someone else who doesn't have PTSD, you know, get over it. Move on. You can't. You're in prison, and it's a terrible thing. Like since 2011, I've been dealing with this. Now I went to a number of trauma therapists, and they helped because whew, I wasn't able to cope at all. But at least now I can cope, and they've told me that this is the best it's going to get. I have to go through life with this, and nothing you can do. Um, there are medications that can help. I so I take it every night, and it helps me sleep. Once you hear what happened to me, you'll understand why getting me to sleep is a little difficult. Um, I'm trying to think of all the ways PTSD affects me. Um, I have I have Mike. He helps me a lot, and as I get into my story, you'll see how he has helped me. Um, but I guess the best way to say it is people with PTSD. They look normal. They look happy. You know, but they're in prison. They they feel the effects of PTSD, and no one else sees it. So it's not a great disability. Um, anyway, I don't know what else to say. Um, Starting to rain again, so I guess we're gonna have to deal with some thunder. Um, so if you have some questions about PTSD, I'll try to answer them for you. The people that have it on this page, and I've talked to a number of them, or I've read their comments. They have it, and they're gonna know instantly how I am and how I feel. Um, and probably after I get done this little talk, I'll think of something else that I should have said. But anyway, this is a long process. Even like last night, I tried to go through what I was going to say about PTSD, and even that I had to go back and go through the trauma again. And people with PTSD, they're gonna go through the trauma again and again and again. Since 2011, I have gone through the trauma in my head probably tens of thousands of times. Every single day I think about it. And you just can't get away from it. Um, um, when I'll give you a little hint here. when it first happened to me, for probably a couple years after, yeah, I couldn't look at a hammer or a knife. It was just too traumatic. I couldn't even touch a knife or a hammer. And probably after you've seen my videos, you see that I do like to do things with tools, but a hammer and a knife, man, oh man, that was traumatic to me. Um, some sounds really bother me, um, and and someone who has PTSD, they may have different triggers, but they're going to know exactly what I'm talking about. Um, like you figure that maybe a paramedic or a police officer or like a police officer, he can go up to an incident where the person's been shot in the face with a shotgun. Not a pleasant sight. A paramedic goes to an accident and has to pick up someone's head or their body part. That's really traumatic. That's something that the general public don't see, but these people do, and it's really traumatic. And I've talked to military guys, um, and I've talked to other people who have PTSD. Right away, we instantly relate. We know exactly what we're going through. Anyway, I'll try to make this short. Um, I hope I've answered some of your questions. Um, my next video will be how I got this crazy disability. And some of you may not want to hear the story because it's not a nice story. And so I don't want to bore you guys to death, but anyway, so that's about it for me today for this. This is the first video. The second video will be what happened. And then the third will be how Mike came into my life and saved my life, and he's been a blessing ever since. So anyway, I hope you guys have a great day. I hope this wasn't too boring for you. If you have questions, I will do my best to answer them. But sometimes, well, I'm not a doctor and I'm not a therapist, and it might be a little difficult for me to answer, but I'll do what I can do. Anyway, that's all I have to say. You guys have a great day, and we'll see you the next time. Bye, guys. I'll get Mike to say goodbye to you too. He says goodbye, but he says he wants to sleep. Hey, buddy. Hey, that's a good boy. All right, everyone. You take care.